amazing tone from this singing bowl. We are just waiting for a few more people to sign in and join us for this live crystal class. And this is going to be hosted by Lorelei.
Hello.
This is Lorelei with Third Eye with Lorelei.
Yes.
This is her, she has a podcast. She offers readings at our wellness center. She teaches classes such as this. And I wanted to share her information with my Third Eye group because I love you guys and you guys are going to love her. Ton of information. Make sure you follow her podcast. I will post a link on there. So we're doing this every other week. And it's becoming a little bit more regular, so we have themed different crystals that we're talking about. So I think you're going to go over a little bit of just crystal energy and an overview. And this week's theme is protection crystals, guardian crystals. And they are very important, especially for those of us that are seeking, because as we expand our awareness and we open up our pathway to the universe, that means the universe has a direct pathway to us as well. So protection, shielding, grounding, all of that. So I'm going to pass it on to Lorelei, and she is going to take care of you guys. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Bianca,
Thank
so much.
you.
And be sure to visit Crystal Bowl Wellness Center in Brentwood because that's where we are. That's where we have all the magic. So please make sure you come by and visit us. Okay, so today's class is going to be all about protective stones. So when I say protection, I mean you are utilizing these stones to help guard your energy. You're not blocking your energy, you're just protecting it so that way, you know, not necessarily like universal energy, because I feel like universal energy is inherently good, but for the most part, I mean other people who don't have your best intentions in mind. So that's the negativity that you want to try and block away. I'm going to try and move this guy a little bit here so that way okay, great. Sorry about that. Anyway, you want to have these stones to help you in that process, especially if you're just beginning. It can be really challenging to learn as an empath, a new empath, to understand what is your energy versus somebody else's energy. So for instance, one day you wake up in the morning, you had your cup of coffee, you're feeling good, you've had a great week, everything's going hunky-dory, and then all of a sudden you just feel like crying, or you get really upset or angry for no reason whatsoever. Your connection to other people means that you have the capacity to feel what they're feeling at the same time, and that can be a huge struggle bus, especially if you're not really used to this whole walk yet. So having some protection stones is a great way for you to protect your energy and understand what is yours and what is somebody else's. Okay, so the first one, and I'm sure a lot of you who may be just starting in this whole process have heard of this and may have seen this. Okay, so this is black tourmaline. So black tourmaline is one of those stones that it is literally the mainstay for protecting your energy. It is one of those that grounds everything into the earth and it allows you to release it. Okay, so as you can see, there's lots of striations. This little guy can break pretty easily. You notice that it's kind of shiny and really pretty. This is more of a raw version of black tourmaline. They do have polished black tourmaline too. I'm very partial to the raw myself, but just understand that some crystals in their raw state can be a little bit toxic. I'll go over that too. So, hi Lena. Okay, so with black tourmaline, one of the best things about this is that it is able to absorb the negativity that you have in your body and allows you to help release it. The best way to do that, and I know I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but it's a good practice to have when you do have these types of stones that help you to, capture whatever that negativity is that you're holding on to, and the releasing process is what I'm talking about. A great way of doing this is if you are so lucky to live near a body of water, going in water is like one of the best ways to like get rid of it, especially if it's salt water. Okay, so if you live near the ocean, that's like great, okay? The other thing is just taking off your shoes, going in your backyard, and putting your feet in some grass, some dirt, whatever. That's called grounding. Okay, so if you are able to do that, and I feel like that's a little bit easier, especially since, you know, like just for speaking for myself, I don't live near the beach, so sad, right? But no, so you don't live near the beach. The best way to do that is to just go outside, go out, be in the dirt and the grass with your bare feet, and you just say, I release, I let go. And that's a great way to let go of that negativity. And you can hold on to this black tourmaline or some of the other crystals that I'm going to show you in a minute here, okay? But black tourmaline is like the very well-known, sort of like the real good like mainstay for empaths. I know a lot of empaths that have black tourmaline in their crystal arsenal, okay? If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to. And then also, I noticed a little icon here with water. Oh yeah. Anyway, you can also do these elixirs as well, but I will go over this at the end because this is a little bit more stuff, but it's really, really cool, and I love making these gem elixirs with this, okay? All right, so moving on to the next one. So normally I have jet, but jet is another one. I don't have it on me right now, but jet is a really great stone to have to help you get rid of negative energy. It also helps with blocking negativity as well. So even if I don't have it, most black stones are going to be very helpful with getting rid of the negativity that you may be holding on to or blocking it if it's in your space, okay? So that's another one. Apache tears, I think that's another type of obsidian. So black obsidian is also another one of those. Apache tears is sort of like another form of obsidian, which works just as well. Apache tears is really good with helping you let go of grief. So if you've in a state of loss in any capacity, that is a beautiful stone to hold on to. But obsidian in and of itself, I don't have that one here either. Sorry, I have lots, but not every single one. But anyway, black obsidian is really, really great, especially if you want to do cord cutting. Now, some of you may know what that is. If you're still very, very new to this process, you're kind of like, what is that? So a lot of times if you've come across people in your life that you've had kind of a karmic relationship with, it ended sort of sour, but you have lots of lessons, but you feel this pull to keep in contact with them. You keep having this relationship with them and you need to move forward. You may be in need of a cord cutting. And what I mean by cords is energetic cords or connections with this person. Having a black stone, just like obsidian, is very, very useful in cutting those energetic cords and allowing you the space to heal wherever they are in your body. And that can be any one of, any 7 of your energetic bodies. You can have this attachment to this other person. So black obsidian generally can be high. So we're just talking about protection crystals. This is black tourmaline. I'm going to hand it to somebody to show it up here. And I have, And so now we're on to obsidian. And you can get black obsidian in a blade. I know, right? Kind of crazy. A blade. You can get a knife in black obsidian and it's amazing. So you can use that to cut that cord. You can use it even if it looks, like this and do it. But I feel like the symbolism behind having the knife is very, very effective. And I find having a visual representation of things is also very helpful in the healing process as well. So black obsidian is one way that you can do cord cutting. So I don't want to dive too much into cord cutting because I feel like that is a whole other class in and of itself. But please let me know if that's something that you all are interested in. I know I will be doing one at some point, but if you all are like, hey, look, we need to do it, I'm on it, guys. Okay? So anyway, black obsidian, really, really great for expulsion and cutting of negativity in its entirety. It's very, very effective. Very good, especially if you just need a little bit of extra help and also helping in your healing journey with getting what you need to be healed, especially if you've been in some relationships or in situations where you feel like you've been attacked or you have a lot of extra residual energy connecting you to this place or this person or this thing, and it'll help you to move on. Okay? So that's black obsidian. Okay, so the next one that I want to talk about is one of my favorites. I've talked about this one a couple of different times in my other classes. So this is smoky quartz. And you can see that there is, a little bit of translucence where the actual quartz is, and even just feeling it, it feels like a quartz. But then there's this really dark version or piece of it right here, right? So what I love about smoky quartz is that it's very balancing in the essence that you have this connection with the higher chakras with the clear portion of the quartz, but this dark portion is what is going to keep you on the ground, which is going to help you ground and get rid and release, if you will. So would you like to see?
Sure, thank you.
Sure. So smoky quartz is, so it is protective in the sense where you can ground, but it is brilliant for releasing negative energy. Sometimes, like even if you've come across, it is kind of inevitable that you're going to come across people or things or places that have like pretty profound negative energy. And this is something that I use on the daily to release some of that, especially since I'm kind of in a season of surrender myself. So having smoky quartz is like an incredible instrument to learn how to release a lot of that negativity, and allows me to feel lighter, a little bit more balanced, and a little bit more connected. Because that's like the idea here, is to remain open and connected to all things universal and divine, as opposed to closing off and putting things up and developing blockages from that. So this is what's going to help you with releasing and letting go of that negativity that maybe you don't realize you're holding on to, or that you are cognitively aware that this is what happened and you need to let it go. This is really good for allowing it to let go. Okay. All right, so the next one is garnet. Now I just have red garnet, but garnet in and of itself is also one of those stones that is very, very grounding and very protective. So you can tell this one is polished, but it's more red that you can see. This one is very, very, very deep red, and it almost looks black. When I got this, I was like, is that garnet? Because that looks like it's just straight like a black stone, but it actually is garnet. And you can see the difference between the two. So garnet, especially red garnet, is actually really good with helping you harness your sexuality, with helping you increase your desire, but it also helps garnet in and of itself, because there's many different colors of garnet. But one of the more darker versions and the ones that are more earth-based in color tend to help you with grounding and with allowing yourself to block and release negative energy as well, okay? So again, just have the red garnet today, but garnet, earth-based colors generally really help. And even red garnet helps a little bit with the grounding base too, because it does connect to those lower chakra areas. So, and if we're all familiar with our 7 chakra system, the root is where we're talking about safety, and where, if you have like fears, uncertainties, things that make you feel like you're not really safe in your body, you might have a root chakra block, or that it's just not spinning in a really effective way. And, I find that there's quite a few women that experience that, especially in their lower chakra centers, okay? That's very, very common. So it's good to have at least a few different black stones or red stones that represent your root chakra area to help in that spin and to help in that health and making you feel safe in your environment and in your body, okay? So black stones definitely help with that, because it's directly related to safety, okay? All right, so on to the next one. Okay, so this one's a little bit different, but I read about this and I was like, hey, wait a minute, really? Like, I didn't realize. So malachite. And some of you might be thinking like, really? Isn't that just like a heart-based crystal? I'm like, yes, it is, because as you can see, it's green, and that is all representative of your heart chakra, right? Well, the other thing with malachite is that because it's called the master healer stone, okay? Also the stone of midwives, but it is incredibly useful in grounding your energy and helping you stay connected with the earth. And with that grounding comes the release of that negativity. And that way you can begin to heal. Oh, I'm sorry, did you want to say?
Sure, thank you.
Malachite is very, very powerful, and especially if you do need to do some of that grounding work and then heal afterwards. It is really, really powerful. It can be a little overwhelming for some people, so just be aware. Malachite is also one of those stones that in its raw state can be toxic. So if you have a raw malachite, make sure you wash your hands after you handle it. Also, you do not want to make a gem elixir. And making a gem elixir is very, very easy. Basically, you just put it in some water and you put it under some sort of celestial light body, so sun or moon, and it charges the water and it utilizes the essence of the crystal to imbue the water or impregnate the water. So malachite would be a brilliant gem elixir water. However, you want to put something to block the crystal with the water. So like you can still imbue the water with the malachite energy. You just have to put it in like maybe a smaller glass in the water, so that way it's not touching the water, because it can be toxic. So just as a little warning there. Okay, you can use it for topical stuff, and that should be okay as long as it's not, again, in its raw state. The polished state generally blocks some of that toxic dust that is on the raw crystal, so that should be okay. But like as far as actually ingesting, be very cautious. Okay, all right, so the last one actually, and I have another pyramid here, but we'll go over that one last. Okay, so this is actually galena quartz. This one's a little bit like back in the distance a little bit, but galena was, now this is a little, I have a little bit of bias with this one, and the reason why is because galena was the very first crystal that I picked up as I started my journey and all of that goodness. So galena quartz is quartz and galena mixed together, right? And it's very beautiful, very shiny. So galena is a transformation stone. And why would we bring up a transformation stone when we're talking about grounding? Well, there is a way that you can transmute negative energy as well. Okay, so that's why I kind of wanted to bring that one in, because I wanted to do as many forms of negative energy transfer and protection as possible. So galena quartz is very helpful in helping propel you forward and transform you into the person that you were meant to be. Okay, quartz is an amplification stone. It also is very great with clearing out negative energy as well and cleaning the, you know what I mean? But for the most part, amplification is its sole purpose. So with the galena, it sort of like supercharges it in a way. Okay, so the galena quartz is something that can help you kind of allow yourself to transform some of this negativity that maybe you've been holding on to into something better. Okay, so that's galena quartz. So there's other ways that you can get protection stones if you like want to do more than just like a stone. You can get organs, which we have a seller here. I think her name is Sarah, I believe. I can't remember. Anyway, you can get these organs that have black tourmaline and a myriad of other different black stones in there that will help you focus where the negativity is. So let's say, for example, that you know exactly where that negativity cord is chilling out in your body. Let's just say it's in your solar plexus. These little guys are really great for focusing on it. Boop, just like that. Okay, so you can pull out some of this negative energy, or you can go this way and have it come out. Okay, so it just depends. You kind of have to play with it and feel what feels right, or makes you feel really anything like, oh, what's going on here? You just have to kind of figure out what it is that is working for you in that moment in time. Okay, so these are really great for that purpose. It's also great to have in your environment. I keep these guys in my room. I'll sometimes put them in my bathroom, so that way, you know, when I'm getting ready, when I wake up, or if I'm going to bed, I have that extra additional protection in the room with me. Okay, and they have copper in it, and copper is another amplification type material. Okay, so let's talk about these type of elixirs here. So these are actually considered Florida water. And I know that some of you may know what that is, and some of you may not. So what Florida water is basically a supercharged water that dispels negative energy in your space. So you can do that with sage, you can do that with mugwort, you can do that with incense, just to allow your space to clear of negativity, and that is brilliant. This is just like, you know, I feel it, I just want to kind of do like a really quick like smudging type thing. This is really, really, really good. I also do this after I've smudged onto the entryways and windowsills. So that way it sort of like seals in the good and dispels the bad at the same time. So how do you make Florida water? It's very, very easy. You just need a lot of really cheap vodka. You can get really expensive vodka if you're bougie like that. That's fine, whatever. You know, you do you. You just need some vodka. So you want some vodka, and a good amount of it, because the majority of this is actually vodka. And then you add certain elements to this that are very grounding and protective. So you can put your black tourmaline, you can put jet, you can put malachite actually in this, because you're not ingesting or putting it on you. So it'll be very helpful and grounding. And I put in this one, I put citrus. Citrus is actually tremendously helpful with amplifying positivity and dispelling negativity. So lemon peel, orange peel, of any kind, Meyer lemon, and you know, clementines, navel orange, it doesn't matter, as long as it has citrus, that is really, really, really helpful. So you can put the peel in this, and the vodka will actually preserve it, so that way it doesn't get moldy and gross. Okay, so you can do that, and then you can put essential oils in there too, like cinnamon, clove, you can put frankincense, you can put anything in there that is of protection, especially in the essential oil community. Put that in here, and then you just go to town spraying it everywhere, and it is like great. Now I know that there is a very specific formulation for Florida water to be considered Florida water, but this is just, I mean, obviously this is Lorelei's version of Florida water. It's still just as effective and just as beautiful and wonderful, even though this is like, I did this on, I don't know if it's Beltane or Beltane, either way, it is the May Day festival on the Celtic Wheel of the Year, which is like when spring is now in session, and it's a brilliant festival. But it's like that full moon is supposed to be like amazing for like charging your stuff. So this was made over my Beltane fire. It's really great. So all of you, you know, people that celebrate, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, this is this was actually my very first Florida water. So this is of the same stuff. You know, it has the vodka. You can see the peel in there. Yeah, so that was the citrus peel, and then you can actually put a whole clove in there as well. And that, again, it just, the vodka preserves it, and then you have like some oil in there, and it smells really nice, and you just spray. You can even spray yourself. Granted, don't get it in your eyes. That'll hurt real bad. So, you know, I would just kind of do how you do with like strong perfume. You just kind of spray it in the air and just walk through it. Very, very effective and very beneficial. Okay. So Florida water, that's a really good way of dispelling negativity, and you can put your black crystal babies in here, or your red crystal babies as well. So, oh, that was another crystal that I wanted to talk about, is red jasper. Red jasper is amazing for clearing out negative energy. Also bloodstone. If you have any bloodstone, that is a really great stone because it's multifaceted. Because bloodstone is also very healing, just like malachite, because it has the green and the red kind of going through it. So you have the grounding properties, and then you also have the healing properties. And bloodstone works predominantly with like here and down. It's also antiviral, and so it helps you with respiratory illnesses. It can help block out and filter out any sort of viral infections that may be present in your body. So that would be a really good gem elixir to try out as well. Okay, so bloodstone is really good for negativity, especially internally, and then healing as well. Okay, didn't want to forget those babies. Those were good babies. Okay, so one more type of gem elixir that you can make that isn't considered Florida water. It's more of just like water, and you can just do salt water. Okay, and that's very, very easy to make. You just get some warm water, you put some salt, you dilute the salt, and then you have salt water. And salt water is very helpful in dispelling negative energy. In cultures and practices of witchcraft and Wicca, they will cast a salt circle to completely dispel and keep out negative energy. You can utilize salt for your arsenal to keep out negativity as well. So how you do that? You make some salt water. Okay, you can put salt on your windowsills, but if you have, children or animals, that can get a little bit messy. So the salt water is actually in the spray bottle like this is a really great way of utilizing that practice without making a tremendous mess. Just be careful around plants because you don't want to spray that on plants. It'll probably kill the plant because it'll dry it out. So, but yeah, it's the same sort of thing. You smudge your area, or use your Florida water, and then you can use the salt water to seal in the energy as well, or if it's just one of those things that you just kind of need a quick once over, it's a really good thing as well. Okay, that's pretty much it, you guys. So it's just be aware if you have any sort of issues where you just don't feel safe, you don't feel right, especially if, like, I don't know about you guys, but there have been times where I've laid down at night and I'm just kind of like, oh, why am I like freaking out all of a sudden? Like, what is going on? Steady yourself, take a couple of deep breaths, stay present, and pick up a black stone or whichever stone that you feel called to. That's really important to develop your intuition. Listen to what your heart is telling you that you need to go. And just pick up a stone and let yourself know, I am safe, I am protected. Okay? So that way you're utilizing the energy of each stone to protect yourself. You can put yourself in a golden bubble of light. Some people use pink, some people use purple. Whatever comes to mind, that is what you need to use, okay? For me, I use a golden bubble of light to protect myself, and I have my stones, and I say, I am safe, I am protected. You can call an Archangel Michael as well if you believe in archangels. They are absolutely wonderful with coming and helping with you. And so Archangel Michael is the one that helps with protection and safety, okay? So if you're having an issue, call on Archangel Michael, get your black stones. I am safe, I am protected. Get your bubble of whatever color light around you, okay? All right. Any questions? No. Okay, you guys, so that's pretty much it. I feel like I did pretty good. 30 minutes. Yeah, I think we're all set. Do you guys have any questions? Any of you out there who might be watching? Anybody? No. Hi, everybody. Okay, so if you come up with anything later, especially in Bianca's community, you feel free to message her, or you can message me on my Third Eye with Lorelei on my Instagram. It's 3rd.eye.with. There's a dot in between everything. Lorelei, Lorelei. And you can DM me and let me know if you're just like, hey, something that you mentioned, I kind of want to know more about that, or you just have some questions. I am here. I am willing to answer all the things. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and your energy, and I love you all, and love and light to every single one of you on your journey. Adios.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
I love coming to the free classes.